Somebody Tifi off the outside. Favourite is J-Lo, 230 or thereabouts. And nicely here the other day. Let's see what she does off the boxes from the 3. We're getting something and up on the outside. Somebody Tifi it is. There now for Naomi, and we're ready to go. Race 1. Good luck to you. Set and ready the first. Hand racing, J-Lo a bit slow out wide. Somebody Tifi shows up the inside. Fortis Fiona followed back there now. Bites Hennessy Smile. Further back we go to Mr. Darcy. J-Lo, it's outside. There is All in All. And last of all, Cold Turkey. Off the top they come, and Somebody Tifi doing it well. Tennessee Smile runs late. Somebody Tifi, Tennessee Smile. Then we go to Mr. Darcy. That's been followed back there now by, we had Fortis Fiona. Further back in transit, All in All, Cold Turkey. And back there was Becoming Poor. And your fave hasn't done a hell of a lot, J-Lo. 8 over the 6 here, and that was Somebody Tifi beating a Tennessee Smile, Mr. Darcy and Fortis Fiona, 18 and 72, running 14 and 12. And you can just see the fade missed away, and really wasn't in it after that, but Somebody Tifi pinged the lid, and away it's gone to score well. Puts a couple together for Ron and Naomi. They're 4 and 60. The first split running 14 and 12, balancing up 18 and 72, and that balanced up and raced away, didn't it? Somebody Tifi. Where's Pedro Tifi? Betting the 6 there in Tennessee Smile for Carolyn Hall. Here's the hop, and you can see that J-Lo has missed away, and the gap closed up. Coming across there was Fortis Fiona. That caused a bit of a problem too for the one there, All in All, and J-Lo's come off its back, so it was gone from there. Sprint racing, jump, run, find the bunny. That's what Somebody Tifi did. To beat the 6 to 4, Mr. Darcy. Another fair old run by Overflow from Heatherly Rose for the Regents and the horse. 2 lengths by 1 3/4 lengths, 18 and 72. You splits 460, 14 and 12, about 6.40 and $1.90 at the close. That's our first today, Stephen. Race number 2, and we'll have that at 2:26.
All right, thank you. Gee, punters copping it 2 races in a row. First of all, the trotter goes down at $1.40, and then J-Lo never sighted. Just drifted further and further from them. Let's hope you found the 8 there. We got a little bit behind time. Can tell you though, racing coming in from Hong Kong. Let's get a bit of a preview for that tonight.
Look at the lineup here for the Griffin race tomorrow, 1,200 metres, and then there's another 1,200 and a 1,400 before the season winds up. So the Griffins are getting a good show of things here towards the finalisation of the current season here in Hong Kong. Blazing Pass, General of Patch has the hood going on. Jimson the Famous has Jack Wong £10 off his back. Solar Kid Super Dragon was a last start winner. Always Wong Choi with Me Choi by Savabil makes his debut. Circuit King went okay first up. And then we go over the page to Triple King, who's a newcomer by Casino Prince.
Well, General of Patch had a stable change after starting odds on first up, losing for the Ricky U yard. Now he goes to Paul O'Sullivan. Actually looks like he's put on a bit of weight. I didn't check the scales, but a lot of his work has been of a high calibre, and I think he does look pretty fit and well going to this. Super Dragon, of course, scored a little bit of an upset win last time out. He seems to come out of that race very well. He looks in terrific condition. He's not an overly impressive worker, but Jack Wong rode him in that gallop. Preble rides him race day, and he looks in pretty good nick. I think People's Night has trained on nicely from the first up run, but he's going to definitely be a better horse in 6 months' time. He hadn't had an arduous sort of preparation going to the first up effort. I think he just had one 800-metre trial, so he'll come on more than most for that effort.
All right, well, let's go back to the most recent Griffin race, which was won by Solar Dragon, as Clint just touched on. And he was a 10-to-1 chance. There was a little bit of money suggesting that he would improve. I think he might improve again. I thought he ran quite well here, still showing signs of greenness, as most of these are. I'm going to give Fine With Me a little bit of a chance too. He finished well back in the field, but I liked one of his trials initially behind Happy Chappy. So I think with the run under the belt, he could be the improver for me.
Yeah, it was a very good run by Super Dragon here. The John Size horse probably should have won the race. He was pretty unlucky, the Exceed and Excel on the outside, but he still won, and I think he's gone on with it since.
Yes, Super Dragon. I may have said Solar Dragon. He's running later on in the day. Super Dragon. What do you think, Clint? Can he win again? I
think he can. You know, I think the others that finished 6th and 7th, they've got a lot to make up on Super Dragon. Yes, he's gone up a bit in the weights, but he's an improving type, and he's my pick of that trio for sure.
Circuit King, he was double figure odds on debut and ran a very cheeky race. I know one of you guys was confident that this would be the case, and People's Night we all thought was probably going in a little bit underdone with just the one soft trial. I think he'll come on a fair bit.
Yeah, I think he will. I've made him the horse to follow, Circuit King, out of this race because I thought it was a really good run, and being by High Chaparral, the experience is going to improve him quite a lot. And People's Night, I'm just going to wait and see one more time for him. I think one more time.
Yeah, he'll definitely improve. I think actually both of them, although Circuit King, I liked his dirt trial leading into it. I didn't think he'd have that much speed. He was on the best part of the course, but the big gap between them there, I think, will be narrowed there on the weekend. I don't see as much between them.
No, I don't either, but you'd think Circuit King would probably come on a little bit too. So.
He would, but he's also drawn awkwardly, and the other guy gets the cheap run in behind the speed.
Yeah, it was about weighing it all up, wasn't it? Moving on to General of Patch. Now, he raced against Super Dragon. Super Dragon ran 6th here and then obviously came out and won. And I thought General of Patch here was just moderate for me. I'm not convinced yet. I know there was a lot of money around for him this day.
There was plenty of talk about it around about General Patch for a long time. And look, I don't think the race really panned out well. He sort of missed the kick. He sort of, Neil Cullen tried to get him in a position. He wasn't drawing the best side of the track, and I think he still ran with a lot of merit. He's come out and trialled all well since.
Yeah, this is his trial now. You'll see here when he ran 2nd. It was a pretty good trial. I mean, obviously, different conditions here, but he has changed stables as well.
The horse that wins this trial is Victory Duke, who came out and ran very well on debut, ran 2nd to Bayonet. So that does read well. I think he is a horse that's got some ability, General of Patch, but I just get the feeling it's going to take a little bit of time to fully extract it from him. Now, Always Wong Choi and Triple King, these two haven't had a start yet. Always Wong Choi by Savabeel. He's had 3 trials in total, all for Douglas White, and Douglas obviously wants to ride General of Patch. And the other one, Triple King, he's a 2-year-old by Casino Prince. He's had a lot of trials and I haven't been impressed with any of them.
Yeah, on breeding, I think Always Wong Choi needs a lot more time, being by Savabeel. They don't normally make griffins, these horses. And the other one's bred okay, but he hasn't shown too much of this.
He's gone very average, Triple King, in his trials. He's had a lot of them, so I don't think he's...
I didn't think Always Wong Choi went much better.
No.
Yeah.
No, he needs more time.
I think both of those you can just a watching brief on the 2 of them.
Yeah, agree. Totally agree. I've gone for Circuit King, though. I think he was my horse to follow, and I was happy the way he's trained on since that run, so I'm going to stick with him. I know he's got a bit of an awkward draw. He comes out of barrier number 12, but he's got enough pace to get towards the front. General of Patch is another one to go forward with him, and I like the trial. And Super Dragon, 2 starts now for 1 win, so you can't leave him out. So 7, 2 and 5.
Yeah, I don't think there are that many chances, but the barriers could be key in this one. But I'll go with General Patch. The reason being, I think the 1200 will be completely different. With the benefit of the experience, if he jumps better, expect him to slot into a position pretty easily over Circuit King. And I think People's Night will train on well from that first up run. He done very little work going into it, so 2, 7, 11, and he gets a good run.
Yeah, it's an interesting race. I think there's quite a bit of pace drawn wide here. I've ended up going with Super Dragon, not with a great deal of confidence. Circuit King looks a nice horse. People's Night, obviously, they paid a fortune for him, and I think he'll come on a little bit. And I'm going to make my long shot Fine With Me. I really liked one of his trials, as I said before, behind Happy Chappy. And then Happy Chappy came out and won. Fine With Me, I thought, was a little bit green on debut, but he'll benefit from that experience, and he might be the improver, so I'll make him the long shot. 5, 7, 11 with 9, the long shot.
All right, if you like that preview of race number 1, look out. We've got more action to come from our team up there, including our very own Paul Lally. Big shout out to Paul Lally if he's watching on the internet or however he may be watching the action from New Zealand. Anyway, we'll be catching up with a preview for race number 2 a little bit later on. Time now to preview the Manukau races. That's the Greyhounds race number 2. Nick Cantali Omaru are trying to get back to time. They ran, 6-7 minutes overtime in the previous. They'll try and get back on time. This is race number 2. I tell you what, I got a bit of a blood nose after the first with the favourite going down. You got a couple of first up bang, Cool Marlow and Gully Flaherty. Cool Marlow did win at Cambridge. It's at $241.40. Gully Flaherty at $5.180. Botany Hotshot gets the inside box draw. First look at that, and it's 10th start today. And then out to Shadow Nerf and Cookie Monster. Some of these have been to more meetings than I have. In fact, the outside 3 are having start number 18 respectively. For myself, from a quaddie point of view, I just thought you had to go with the 2 and also the 4. Hard to get a line on 2 dogs that are unbeaten, but we'll go with both those, the 2 and the 4. In the second leg, I went with Frisco Star as a Class 3 dog running in a Class 1 final. Picks itself, but look out for Frankincense. Likes it out when drawn wide. Drawn last couple of times in box number 4 and made time. Beautiful record from box 1. The reserve dog gets into box 1, so looking for a bit of an upset there. Went outside the square with a 2, 8 and 9. Leg number 3, Sander you could almost anchor this. Unbeaten in 3 starts from box number 1, gets box 1 today. But I just thought, well, you got the Australian dog fresh up here, the 4. Just don't know how good it is, Peter Henley. So taking the stress out of my life. And speaking of taking the stress out of my life, I looked at the last leg. I just couldn't find the winner, so I took the field. Spending $96. $96. And why? Because after 3 legs, if I'm still alive, I'm going to be sitting back, smoking my pipe, and because I've got it. Very relaxed me. Righto, they are on the track for race number 2, the Dog Zone Sprint. It's the first of the first quaddies. Let's get back and time to say a very good afternoon to you, Peter. Just not quite there at the moment. We'll get to Peter Early very shortly. He's gone with the 2 on top here. Cool Marlow picks itself, really. Won its trial at Manukau, came out and won first up at Cambridge, back here to Manukau today. Draws box number 2 as it did first time to the races. That's possibly the concern about Gully Flaherty. First look at the track. Did win at Hat-Trick and did win its trial there at Hat-Trick as well. We've got time, why not? Let's have a look at Cool Marlow. If you missed it, here's the first up win on debut at Cambridge.
And racing, favourite Fear, Thrilling Logan, early speed, Cool Marlow finds the lead out wide of the track. There we go to Hershey, and Thrilling Logan starts to work down on the inside of runners. There is Cookie Monster just off the track a little. There is Hershey, and getting a push back along the inside was Shadow Nerf. That includes the favourite 2, Thrilling Logan. Bit of trouble off the top here. Dropping to the tail is Hershey, and back there Mary's Bad Boy. Up they come and skipping clear all the way here is Cool Marlow. Will get you home and get you home nicely. Then we go back to Cookie Monster, followed back there now tight. Dobby, Chateau Nerf. Then we've got Thrilling Logan. Back there now to Hershey. That's been followed back by Walter Mitty and Mary's Bad Boy.
Beat home Cookie Monster, who races against today, was a $6 shot on that occasion. Gully Flaherty was a $2.30 favourite, I would assume, when it won first time out. Let's get to a man on track, though, Peter Early, and 2 dogs unbeaten at this stage. Still in maiden company, the 2 and the 4. Punters are going with the 2, Peter. Good afternoon to you.
Here too, Steve. Yeah, it's a good run at Cambridge the other day, wasn't it? It was rough in behind, but the dog did what it had to do. I know it was 457 metres, but he did show the speed off the box. So he's going to be tough to bowl again. He'll front from the 2 box. He had it the other day and did the job well. 26.08, that's a pretty good run for a maiden. There. I thought the 7 Shadow Nerf in for a bit of value here, 752.20. It's been getting knocked about in its races. That was in that Cambridge race the other day. It was up there, but just missed away, then got a check and ended up running home for 3rd. I know it was a well-beaten 3rd, but we'll add some value. The 8 Cookie Monster just keeps knocking about, doesn't it? The wide draw, that's no problem for Cookie Monster. I don't think he's not the quickest away, but he could get the last look. And then you've got the 3 and the 4 Podium Bonus and Gully Flaherty Podium Bonus. 4 Wade and Tracy still. I didn't think that was a bad sort of a fresh-up run the other day. There it's led him up and then ended up running 3rd. Gully Flaherty, that was backed on debut at Wanganui midweek. There was Gully Flaherty for Graham and Jen Clark, and it did the job very, very impressively too, didn't it? There. Botany Hotshot off the inside, last start 2nd. That was in behind Pinochle here. Pinochle went on to win it to Wanganui after that win. So Botany Hotshot not too bad. A good time Gale, improvement needed there. 6 for Zippo. Therefore, a good time Gale. Dobby, one of the Clark runners is Dobby. Hasn't won here in 8, Dobby. And he's a sort of dog that misses away, thick into first 4s or trifectas or something like that for Dobby. Chateau Nerf and Cookie Monster, they're the 2 that do draw out wide in this, the first leg of today's TAB Quaddie, worth having a bit of a look at. The quad, as it always is. Second leg of the quaddie, what do we write down there? 2, 4, 6 and 8 even numbers there. Fresco Star, Cyclone, Lucy and Co. The 3rd leg, Sandor Legate and Gumbalanya has been trialling up very, very well, the blue. And the last leg was a bit tight. I went to 4, 2, 1 and 3 Winterfell Blue, Bloomers Montana and Uncle Romley in that last leg of our first quad today. Here we've got a bonus quad too, of me 5k added on a little later in the day. So not far from bringing them up, the second of the day. Our secondly Dog Zone over there, 318 metres, maiden dogs. Favourite Cool Marlow at $2.40 or $2.30 now, and at $1.20. Graham Clark's second favourite with Gully Flaherty, about 6.10. Botany Hot Shot at 6:27.24, Cookie Monster. So all the money with Cool Barlow. So they're about to load them. A Botany Hot Shot podium bonus. Good Time Gal, Shadowed Nerf. Cool Marlow, Gully, Flaherty, Dobby, and Cookie Monster off the outside. In fact, Cookie boxed up first there. Second line, Cool Marlow, Gully, Flaherty, Dobby. Set to go 2. Bunny are rolling. Favourite races a stripe, set and ready. Racing, Cool Marlow shows speed and out wide the track. There we go to Shadow Nerf, the inside of runners. There is Cool Marlow. They're followed around the outside there by Good Time Gal. That's followed further back and Transit here off the track a little bit as Dobby towards the tail of the field. Their podium bonus and Botany Hot Shot. But off the cop they come and Gully Flaherty shot for Clark. Gully Flaherty will get away here from Cookie Monster. Then we go out wide here to Dobby. That's been followed back there now by Good Time Gal, Chateau Nerve for favourite Cool Marlow. And towards the tail of the field, podium bonus Botany Hot Shot. Just skipped away off the top, hasn't it? Gully Flaherty to get the prize. Even numbers for the 8 and the 6 here, 18 and 88. Fourth one in was the 5, was it? I think it might have been. So from the boxes, you can see the 4 just ping straight across them and find the lead. And it just turned it into a procession, didn't it? And she's been too strong. And an 18 and 88 to line them up, and away she went. The 8 second, a Cookie Monster. Then we go the 6 and the 5. 466, 14 and 22. The splits for you, and from the boxes, 2's got out all right. And got a bit of a squeeze up there, but the Blues just gone straight to the lead. They were never going to catch her today. V-Man Vane from Nellie Flaherty, 4 Graham and Jen Clark. The 8 to Cookie Monster for Crakey, and the 6 Dobby from the Stephen Clark.